So ever since starting this channel on December 28th, 2017, and making my first video officially on January 1st, 2018, New Year's Day, I've seen YouTube and Twitch really as nothing more than just a hobby. But as time has gone on these past 6 years, a lot has changed, and I've kind of vowed to grow this channel and this community for a variety of reasons. First, it was more so to prove to my family that I wasn't wasting my time doing something that I loved. Then it kind of transferred to also later down the line showing those I played games with that I collabed with that I could, grow alongside them, and that we can all grow our communities together and make a positive space. And overall, I just really wanted to continue doing something I loved and grow with doing it. Now the reason that I'm looking to start growing and actually starting to take streaming and content creation more seriously is that I really want to start building an amazing community on this little corner of the internet and just do something in life that really makes me happy. And streaming and content creation makes me happy. It's honestly made me the happiest I've ever been in the past 6 years. Most of the time I would just be a quiet loner sitting in my room doing nothing for long periods of time and just playing games or sleeping the days away and then going to work. Now I have something to look forward to every day after work. Every day I wake up, there is something to look forward to when it comes to streaming and content creation here on the channel. And it truly has made me very, very happy and still continues to do so. And I also just really want to start making content that I'm truly proud of. That's not to say that previous content I'm not proud of, just I want to continue making content that I'm proud of. Alongside all of that, most of my life has just been a lot of people really doubting what I can accomplish in life and saying that I wouldn't amount to much, or that, I just have to job hop in order to make ends meet. But, from a few years back to even now, hearing that I'm a role model to various people in the community and kind of being the reason that I'm sometimes somebody's brightness through the day, making somebody smile, making them laugh, that's huge to me. Now, do I see myself streaming for plenty of years to come? Absolutely. I don't plan on stopping this until some major life changes happen. But for right now, I'm still going to be doing this for a long, long time. I don't have any other plans in life other than job hopping still, so why not? I also discovered recently that I have made over 2,000 pieces of content just on YouTube alone, whether that's stream VODs, streams, content, random stuff, over 2,000 in the past 6 years. That's insane. And now it's time, albeit 2,000 pieces of content later, deciding to make actual goals and really start moving forward with this community and with where I want to see myself in life. And overall, growth is the plan, but I'm not going to sell my morals or, play stuff that I'm not going to enjoy in order to do that. I want to make the content that I want to make. In fact, something that's been pushing me forward a lot lately is a quote from a new favorite content creator of mine, Astral Spiff. Go check out his videos, they're amazing, but on his About section, it very clearly states, I just want to make videos I'm proud of. And that rings so true to me. And I see that every time I visit his channel, and you know what? That's a good reason to make content. And that rings so true with me and resonates so powerful. And that's what I want to do. So what's going to happen in 2024? Well, in regards to the entire channel, we're kind of redoing a whole lot of stuff. There's going to be a new logo. That will be really cool. The banner, not really going to change just because it looks really, really cool. And shout out to Genma the Samurai for making it all those years ago. It's still really, really cool. And I don't really feel like changing it right now because it's just that cool. Also, I want to bring rating back and actually meet other content creators again. I've been so scared and so sticking to myself for such a long time and being afraid to branch out because I've just never gotten along with people, or sometimes I get along with people and other times I don't. It's time to stop being scared of that and just start connecting with people again and trying to make meaningful connections and friendships that hopefully will last for years to come. And even though we're updating the logo and updating some parts of the streams, at least the general layout that you can see around me is not going to be changing. Spring or Dami has made really, really good designs and good graphics for these streams, and I'm not going to be changing them at all. Or maybe might be adding to them, but not changing them. And also shoutouts to Spring / Dami for helping me out with this and creating this for me. I really appreciate it. I think the only other thing that'll be new will be alerts, but that'll come in due time. So now what about YouTube content? Well, I actually want to create YouTube content. I've said this for years and years and years, but never really had the confidence to create content. But things have changed, and I have a new breath of fresh air, a new lease on life, and I really want to make content. And I'm gonna stick to it this time, at least so I say. And as time has passed where I'm working a job that nothing happens every single day, and that's not even an exaggeration, that is the truth, it does give me some time to work on some of my projects that I want to share with all of you. Now, so far, I've been coming up with a bunch of different ideas for content on this channel, and while I should only probably stick with one in the relation to like algorithms and such, knowing me, I'll probably just do all of it and just have a good time doing it. But what can you expect? Well, you can expect challenge runs to be on the channel. You can maybe expect completion guides if you're having trouble completing a game. Maybe lore videos on some of my favorite games that I just want to talk about the story for an hour or two. Maybe comedic videos featuring myself and my amazing roommate Dirty Doge. There's so much more ideas that I have floating around in my brain that are on numerous notebooks that are in my backpack right now, and I want to make them all for you to see. But obviously it's gonna be a little bit of a peak to climb, as it were, because I really don't have any experience editing videos and I need to learn. So sure, the beginning videos might be a little bit rough and might be testing out some new ideas, but as time goes on, they'll get more fleshed out, and I hope that you all can enjoy the content that I create really for you, that I hope I can be proud of moving forward. Now, regarding editing itself, I have two avenues. Either I can hire an editor and pay out of pocket for that, but not really learning anything, or learn myself, but spend a bunch of time that I really don't have to learn. So which do I do? Well, I'm going to be honest, I'm actually doing the latter. I actually have a few lesson videos about how to use the editing program that I'm using to start editing the videos, and my goal is to make these videos, starting with really this one, into something enjoyable to watch, and something at least properly edited that I can slowly start expanding on and, like I said, making really good content. And like I said, these first few videos were probably a little bit rough in me just learning the different aspects of the editing software. But over time, I really will make some content that I know you all will be proud of. Now regarding streams, streams are still going to be happening on YouTube. I am still multi-streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, and that's not really going to change. However, there's one key difference that I need to talk about regarding YouTube streams, and that's the algorithm for YouTube. Now, while I won't completely abide by the algorithm and do everything that it wants me to do and kind of do clickbait sort of stuff, I know that on YouTube, my core audience really enjoys Nintendo games, and I really haven't played any Nintendo games in quite some time. So why not add a Nintendo game to the docket? Why not? So, starting this upcoming week, I'm going to be playing at least a new Nintendo game and then completing it, and at least having a Nintendo game played maybe once or twice a week, just to appease also the YouTube audience, also Twitch, but mostly the YouTube audience. And that's really everything that I need to talk about regarding the streams. The only other changes that are going to be happening to YouTube is a very, very long project that's going to involve me fixing every video, every stream, every playlist, all on this channel, so that way people years and years from now can go back and watch some of these old pieces of content and maybe learn something, figure out how to beat a game, or just enjoy the jokes that were had during those streams. Now there's stuff way in the past, and I've been a lot different, and my hair is not purple back then. But you know what? I think it's still enjoyable to watch, and I recommend, even in the future, if there's a series that I played in the past that you want to watch, go ahead and watch it, and why not have it be up to date? Though, keep in mind, there are over 2,000 pieces of content that are on this YouTube channel, and a few more VODs on the VOD channel that I need to go through. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but I will at least start with what I know all of you deem as the popular series that I've played in the past. I'll start focusing on those and then trickle down to maybe the less viewed stuff. That's my compromise there. But yeah, after 6 years, I'm finally going to be watching also my own content in hopes that it will help me make these videos that I want to make in the future. Especially when it comes to maybe doing some just brief reviews of games in the past, rather than replaying it over again. Currently, I could probably just use some of the old footage and make it fresh. that might be really cool. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to be watching my own content for the first time in 6 years, so I'm going to probably cringe, and that's okay. But that's everything regarding YouTube. So let's talk about Twitch. Now, regarding Twitch, there's a lot of out-of-date information on that Twitch channel. If you've clicked the About section at the time this video goes up, you will notice that the About section is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. It is 2 years behind. I need to fix that. So with that About section, there's going to be updated information about the streams, maybe updated system specs, some new graphics. It's going to happen over time, not immediately, but that's the plan, at least regarding that section. Secondly, regarding the Twitch streams, since YouTube doesn't have channel points and Twitch does, I do want to overhaul the channel point system once again. And it's going to be very similar to the first sort of era when I streamed not just Twitch and how I had the channel points there. That means that the channel points are going to be specific to the game as well as some general health-based ones. I think that's a fair compromise for the channel points. Now, what I'm going to be removing from the channel points is actually the VIP option. Mostly because when it comes to the VIP option, I think it's really good to have the VIP option for friends of the channel, so that way they're at least marked and that way they don't have moderator access and could cause chaos. No, having the VIP option to indicate them, I think that's a good idea, as well as the regulars who have been there for a very, very long time. And that way they don't have to save a bunch of points and never have to use them to get that. That way they can use the points on other aspects to have enjoyment from the stream. That being said, I am going to be introducing some rather expensive channel point rewards, and if anyone ends up using the points on those, that probably will be a little bit of an incentive to be VIP in that case, because that shows you've been around for long enough. And there's a reward for it, so that would be cool. Now regarding sound alerts have been a little bit interesting, because they haven't been used as much as it has been back on the Twitch only era of my channel. And honestly, I know there's a reason for that. The reason why I believe that sound alerts haven't been used that much is mostly because sound alerts tend to be only used in like a PvP sort of setting or something that's a rather chill game that involves a bunch of other people. We used to see a lot of sound alerts in Genshin Impact as well as Dead by Daylight, but I don't play those games anymore, so people have not had a reason to use the sound alerts. That being said, I still kind of want to see if I want to keep these sound alerts, but maybe have some more interesting variety. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I keep the sound alerts, maybe I just get rid of them. Who knows, but I'm going to be considering that moving forward. Now, channel-wise, I do want to be also pushing for clips to be made. Now, I know that not every game is every viewer's cup of tea, and I also stream at ridiculously late times where no one really watches, and that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to also be putting it on myself to maybe make a timer or maybe like write down when there might be a clip-worthy moment. That way I can go back at the end of the stream, make the clip, and then that way we can move it to YouTube, so that way we have a YouTube short for everyone to enjoy. So I think that all works. But if you're a viewer who enjoys the Twitch content, I highly recommend clipping. It will be put as a short, more than likely. Also, speaking of clips, all previous clips that are on the Twitch channel that have not been made as shorts yet will be at some point. I still just have to figure out the logistics, but they still will be made, mark my words. And obviously, multi-stream is still a thing to Twitch, so we're still going to be streaming on Twitch. But that's everything regarding the Twitch channel. So now let's talk about not only the stream schedule moving forward, but also the type of games that you can expect being streamed and having content created from moving forward. So in regards to the stream schedule, I'm working to try to at least do a single game a day, unless big life changes happen where I can't, and assuming I don't pass out due to my pure boredom from work. 1 stream a day, minimum. 3 streams a day, maximum, but that's usually going to be the weekend, or if something weird happens on the weekday that I decide to do 2 streams. But that's the goal. Now, regarding every single week, each week will have a specific game format. So the format is as follows, where there's going to be 1 currently solo streamed game that is just by myself. So at this time, it's Potionomics. There's going to be 1 current podcast stream game, which usually invites friends, people dropping in and out of the call, and we're just talking, chatting, having a good time with the games in the background. Right now, that's Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise. To appease the YouTube audience, like I said, 1 Nintendo game, which upcoming is going to be Pokemon Snap, the OG, on the good old Switch, not N64, because I don't have an N64, but that's a thing. And then also 1 weekly game, and these are games that either have a limited time event that I need to do at least once a week, or they have like daily sort of missions that I can spend at least one day doing and then come back later. For right now, it's across the obelisk with their weekly challenges. Now, in regards to collabs, they just pop up whenever, depending on who's free. So they could completely overwrite a day depending on what happens, but that just also depends on who's free. Now, once a game in its little docket tier is finished, we'll move on to the next game in a list that I have predetermined moving forward, alongside some recommendations from games that the community has put forward. So, and games will currently go back and forth between games that I've previously streamed that I haven't completed. So like for right now, it's Potionomics and Trouble in Paradise. But then there's also going to be then afterwards games that are new to the channel that I've yet to play, including Unicorn Overlord, because that's a new game that we just started and I kind of stopped for a little bit, but also up and coming Assassin's Creed 2, because I said I would continue playing Assassin's Creed, so why not? Now, Nintendo games will typically always be new to the channel, as well as the weekly game, and the weekly game, it would be like a limited time event, like I said, so that could just change on a week-to-week basis, especially if maybe I have everything from Across the Obelisk or other games. Maybe we go and do like some Island of Insight or Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Who knows? Now, in regards to collabs, currently I only collab with very few, well, really friends of mine, not really so much content creators, because you have Dirty Doge, who's my roommate, Cube, and Slime, and then there's also more friends of mine that I plan to stream with, such as Derpy Woofles, King Cheese, Sparks, and a lot more people. But on the streaming side of things, since I have really zero connections again with different content creators, we don't have any collabs coming up in regards to that. Maybe in the future, we'll see what happens, but for now, that's how it's looking, and like I said, those can just overtake a tier at any point. Now, specifically relating to Doge, Doge wants to do more streams and actually wants to do more co-op games, and at one point we are planning on maybe moving some of my consoles into our main living room and actually doing some couch co-op streams there for games that we can't, play on our computer or require us to be in the same room. That is a plan moving forward, but it's not immediate. But do keep your eye out for it, because there's some fun games that we're planning on streaming. Regarding the schedule specifically, unfortunately, times and specific games being played when will always be changing, mostly because, once again, I work a job that bores me to tears and causes me to pass out when I come back from work because of lacking energy. So sometimes I'll get home and be like, cool, we're going to stream immediately, and it will be like an evening-ish sort of stream. Or I'll pass out for 3 to 4 hours, and next thing I know, it's midnight, and we're doing a stream at midnight to 3 in the morning. There's going to be a little bit of variance. I would love to have streams be in the middle of the day, but that's something that is not feasible right now, but it is something that I want to do in the future. And in general, a lot of games are being planned to be streamed, and I hope you all are looking forward to the games that I'm going to be streaming. Next up, let's talk about some goals that I have for the channel, because I've kind of alluded to some of the goals, but let's just kind of get some specifics up there. So to briefly touch upon the goals, here's what I'm kind of hoping for the end of 2024. For YouTube, to hit at least 2K subscribers. We've been fluctuating for a little bit, kind of right on the wave. Let's try to get at least 2,000 minimum subscribers on the YouTube channel. I think that is a reasonable goal, especially with how much we've been stagnating recently. I also want to make at least 6 videos minimum for the year of 2024. That's the absolute minimum, but I'm sure we will crush that number out of the water. It will be fantastic. Now for Twitch, similar to YouTube, 2,000 followers. We're at least 1,000 away on each side. I think it's definitely doable, and with all the work I'm putting into this, I know it can happen. Now for goals for me in general, I actually do want to learn how to edit better, and I will be spending the rest of 2024 learning how to edit in order to make better content for all of you, and I just want to be healthier and happier. And like I said, streaming and making content every single day, it does make me really, really happy. It doesn't really stress me out at all. So I got 1 check mark, got to get 2 more. And I really do believe that all of these can be met and maybe even exceeded, depending on how hard I work in 2024. And being completely truthful, I'm going to work my heart out for all of you and to make something I'm proud of. So with all of that out of the way of this probably very scuffed update video, but I'm trying my best because I've done this quite a few times. If you've paid attention to Discord or just my ramblings during stream, I've tried recording this numerous times and really have had no luck. But hopefully you're watching this now. It might be just kind of all garbled together, but I hope it at least makes sense. But I think the last thing I want to talk about is, why are we so focused on doing this now? And when I say we, why am I so focused on this now? Shouldn't I have been focused on this 6 years ago? Shouldn't I have been focused on this 2 years ago? Why now of all times? Well, it really actually has to do with my life in general, as well as points that I've made at the beginning of this video. I really want to make others happy with my content. There's a lot of like really sad stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of people who are just worried and sad, and depressed, filled with anxiety, and just need a safe space to enjoy content, to laugh, to have a good time. And I want to be that beacon for people to come to the stream and laugh and smile and have a good time and forget about the bad stuff that might be happening around them in their day-to-day life. I want to be that entertainment and be that light for all of you. And like I said, the fact that I've this far have had people say that I am their role model and I've made them smile after a terrible day, or that I have made them laugh when they were on the verge of crying earlier, that means a lot to me, and I'm glad that I'm able to help a lot of you out with the content that I make and with how I generally am. And then in regards to my life, my life lately for the past 6 years have just been me being a jack of all trades, jumping from job to job with no end in sight and no place to really dig my feet in and say, this is where I'm going to work for a long period of time. I've worked in numerous places 1 to 2 years and have never felt fulfilled. And that's alongside also me just having no confidence in a lot of the jobs that I work because of my inexperience, and also just lacking any confidence of just growing in the company itself and just being a low tier worker for the indiscernible future. So I leave and go to the next one, and it doesn't make me happy. And I think lately I've realized that the only parts of my life that I've ever felt confident with has been streaming and writing. And not a lot of you have seen my writing thus far, but based on how I've shown off some writing to a colleague of mine, as well as Doge, and the fact that we have a framed letter on our fridge of just something I wrote in 10 minutes, I like to think that my writing is pretty good, and it makes people feel positive emotions when reading it. And that's something I want to work on. So yeah, do I want to stream a lot more? Absolutely. Do I want to write a lot more? Absolutely. But realistically, I can't just quit everything and decide, hey, I'm going to be a full-time streamer now and a full-time author, and I'm just going to only write and stream and content. That's not feasible, because I got bills to pay and I have a debt to pay off. And unfortunately, I don't, do too much content right now to warrant that as an actual thing. No, I'm not going to set up a Patreon or anything. I want to first grow and show that I can do this before we make better life decisions moving forward. So in regards to streaming, writing, and also my job, one, I'm looking for a new job in order to, help alleviate bills and whatnot. But at the same time, I'm going to be making content and streaming more. But that unfortunately means that I don't have the time to write, so writing has to go on the back burner until I get to a point where I can either balance all three or just do streaming and writing. That's the plan. That's the long-term goal. And I'm going to work my butt off in order to make it happen. And whenever I'm able to make these dreams a reality and do what I really want to do full-time, and the biggest thing I do want to do full-time is actually write, because I truly think that my writing can bring that positive energy to everybody and make it thought-provoking and be interesting. When we hit that point, I think I can definitively say that I've done a lot of good in my life at that point. Right now, I think I've done quite a bit, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. And to echo that line that's on Astral Spiff's channel about page, just with a little change, I just want to make content that I'm proud of. Not just videos and streams, but also writing. And I hope that becomes a reality someday. I'm already proud of what I've made thus far. Let's make even more content, even more streams, and let's write in the future and be proud of everything that I create. Ultimately, I'm going to be doing the best work, not only just for you, but also for myself. And I just want to show that I have something to give to this world. Even if it's just a smile on one person's face, even if I lose everything and there's just one viewer, one person watching for the rest of my days on this planet, and that person smiling every single time that I'm making content, that will be more than enough for me. Because that means that I've positively influenced at least one person and made their day, made their week, made their month, made their year. And that truly means a lot to me. And I know that I've done that to thousands of people, both on YouTube and on Twitch. I've made their day in some way, shape, or form. And hopefully I can continue to do that. Not hopefully. I know I can continue to do that. So, as always, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you all so much for supporting me thus far. I hope this update video has been at least informative. I hope it's actually been clear, because I do think I've been rambling quite a bit throughout this all, but I hope you at least understand what I've been trying to say and what I'm wanting to do. I'm not good at these update videos, I'll be completely honest, but I can at least tell you wholeheartedly that the emotion, the passion, the drive, the confidence that I have is real. And I hope you are all excited for what I have coming up. Really, really, really want to make you all proud. With that all being said, I thank you all so much for watching this update video. Thank you all for listening to me ramble for who knows how long. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. Of course, my name's Katafi, and I'll see you all next time for whatever I have planned. See y'all later. Peace. Bye, everyone.